think we put it on there. There we go then. Hello. Hope everyone can hear me all right. There we go. So then, good evening, everyone. Welcome again to the penultimate round of the SBR BTCC with BTCC Blueprints and Paul Roche Season 9, Round 5 here at Fuji. I am your commentator as always, Sean, and beside me is a guy who recently took part in the suntanning Olympics but only got bronze. It's Jerry Bear. How you doing?
Hey, how's it going? Excited to be here, man.
I thought you would have laughed there because I did say a joke, but oh well, there you go.
I smiled.
Oh, well, I couldn't see that. So anyway, Fuji, as a driver's perspective, as you are, what do you think of this track?
I love Fuji. Fuji's a fantastic track. It's the short version, so not the best one. I like the longest version the better. I really like Section 3. I like its flow, but even on the short version, it still has the same kind of flow where it's all throttle control through the back section, and then it's just followed by a bunch of really hairy kind of traction zones, right? Turn 3 is usually pretty hairy, but without the track cut, it should be a pretty just fast sweeper, which the track cut's pretty ridiculous anyways in this game, so it's awesome that it's not there. Turn 1 has a real icy exit, so you gotta be careful on your exit not to get on that AstroTurf, because there's almost no way to keep your car under control out there. But other than that, it's probably gonna be fantastic racing.
Milton now just trying to, you know, saying hello there, probably watching the stream here too. So, oh, that's lovely to see. Okay,
Yeah,
hopefully there's no kids there watching that. There, I do apologise for the bad humour there from Liam. He should have fair points deduction there. Speaking of the Drivers' Championship coming into this, so Nicholas Cole has a substantial 59-point lead over Liam McEwen. Chris Clements in the other Garmin Mitsubishi in third with 195. Adam Piper, who we need to mention, by the way, had the race of his life last week at race 3 at St. Auswas, if you remember that, Jerry, when he finished in third place.
I thought that was the second race where he started first.
No, it was the third race where he defended third place for like I said, for his life. But then the incident,
defending the entire race.
Yeah, he defended the entire race. Yeah, and then that incident, the incident with Nicholas on the last lap after turn 12, he did pick up a 5-second penalty, so he went from third all the way down to 9th after that result. So Nicholas got a podium position out of it. So Adam, 4th in the championship, ahead of his teammate Ben Milden on 164. Thomas Welsh, who has been actually getting better as the season has gone on. He's now 6th in the championship with 151. Sean Coop with his back-to-back wins is now got up to 7th in the championship on 142. Alex Austin on 131. Rob Adams, who unfortunately isn't here tonight, on 88. Ash Sharp sitting 10th on 74. Nathan Myers has unfortunately dropped out of the championship, and he's been replaced by, if I can find him, there he is right there, just look at it right there, there you go, right there, Jordan Hogan making a return. You did see him race in the Aeon Hyundai early on in the season. He's now jumped ship to the Mitsubishis. Colin Barrow sitting on 59, Tompkinson on 54, Leon Welsh, who's back again for this championship, he's back again. There he is after 2 meetings missed after injuring his back. And also welcome back to the guy who is currently second and I think third fastest now, Jake Hill, a 3-time SBR BTCC champion, making his return to the track, and also a current BTCC driver where he's doing quite well in the championship, sitting 10th in the actual points. So then, we're getting ready for qualifying in about a minute's time. What do you expect to see around here?
Well, I'm excited to really see. I think slip's going to play a huge part. The difference in a qualifying lap that has slip versus doesn't have slip, if you can keep it clean on that straight, is going to be at least a full second, probably, depending on whether you get it on just that half or if you take an entire pull down the entire full straight and then run a hot lap on it, because outside of the first straight, you're in the traction zone pretty much the whole time. You're never going to fully accelerate. You're not going to get into your 6th gear anywhere, so you're just in an acceleration and traction zone the entire way around the track, except the one straight. If you can somehow time slipstream, to get that extra second before you just drive your normal lap, I mean, that could easily give you a huge gap or move you way up in the qualifying.
Now, you say this, we're just about to get qualified. Yeah, qualified underway very soon. We were talking about the Mitsubishis before the stream, as the qualifier is just about to start. The Mitsubishi, even though it struggles for straight line speed, and that start-finish straight is nearly a mile long, that's going to hurt the Mitsubishis, but where the third part of the track is that's where the Mitsubishi will gain its ground back, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I mean, we kind of discussed this. I think we both agree it's not going to do well on the straight, but like I was saying earlier, these other acceleration zones, you don't get the force speed, you're not even needing to worry about 6-gear most of the time. So I really think the Mitsubishi is going to be fantastic here. The whole fast distraction zone, if you really think about it. So maybe not leading the whole race, and even if you get things advantage, but I think the Mitsubishi could just be fantastic on this track. So much of its traction zones, 100R, they're just going to eat up. So I think they're going to do fantastic, yeah.
Anyway, we're getting this 5 minutes qualified underway. Leading the way is the Tompkinson, driving the Aeon Hyundai. I forgot to also mention about how the constructor or the team's championship looks. So Garmin still lead the way on 540. Then you got the BMWs or the RAC boys sitting on 467. By my calculation, that is a 73-point gap. And then they've got a massive 136-point gap towards Silverline, the Lexuses, sitting third in the championship. Then you got Aeon on 300 exactly, and VXR, who only had Sean Cool racing last week, but did pick up the 2 wins. They've caught up now to the Aeon Hyundai team. They're now on 289, so it's a pretty close battle for third in the team's championship. Only 32 points separating Silverline to VXR.
Yeah, just about any of those teams third and below could end up at last as well, if I remember correctly, or close to it.
Yeah, indeed. And also to note to myself there, because I made a little bit of a mistake last week before the Alsace races. I did say there was I think there was about 225 points up for grabs within the next 9 races. Apparently, the last round of the championship of Spa is going to be double points. So pretty much self-explanatory. You get 25 points for the win and normal in these kind of races, but when it's the last round, it's 50 points for the win.
I'm sorry to cut you off, but I would recommend watching Jake Hill. It looks like they're actually working as a team right now to get. He just got a full slip around the straight, and he pulled away from everyone behind him, so he might be on a super hot lap right now. Like they might have just set him up to run a perfect lap, and he'll just back out as soon as he gets a run, so he doesn't have to battle for a corner at that point. Yeah,
I think you're going to see a lot of teammates going to work together, especially on that start-finish straight, because that's where the cars will definitely be quick, and also in that slipstream.
With Carl are doing the exact same thing.
Yeah, Carl and Jordan Hogan doing exactly the same thing, so they've got it all sorted. You can see there's Sean Cool not getting help from his teammate Colin Barrow, who's all the way back actually. Where is he? Oh, he's all the way down in last place. He also said in the chat here, he's saying hello, Sean and Jerry. So Jeff is saying hi to you.
Yeah, I mean, he's my favorite to win. Is who I'm rooting for, and I'm biased about it. No, I'm not shy about it. Let's go Colin Barrow. He's the only American on the board, so I have to root for him. I do think Jake Hill, it looks like he's had a clean pull this whole way, and if his teammate either backs out or keeps it clean, he's going to have a real hot lap here. He hasn't been slowed down or anything. Yeah,
I mean, that looks like the perfect gap, isn't it?
You didn't want to.
Yeah, maybe let's step up.
I was going to level it out.
Yeah, it should level it out. We'll see what it is. It should be at least a 39, a low 39 at least.
Situation as well. Anything at 39 is going to be extremely quick. On a GR4, that'd be real quick. That is.
Oh, a 140.016. Okay then. Nicholas Cole goes second.
Right there too. And
Sean Cool. Yeah, Sean Cool goes second. 140.078. He's only 8 thousandths quicker than Carl. McEwen, 4th fastest. The defending champion, and Tompkinson in 5th place. Followed by the returning Jordan Hogan in 6th, then Ben Moulton 7th, his teammate Austin 8th, and his teammate Piper sitting 9th. Leon Welsh in 10th, then Colin Barlow, your hero, in 11th, followed by Ashop 12th, Chris Clements in 13th, and Thomas Welsh, who was quite fast in their practice. He's all the way down in last place, and only 1.6 seconds too behind the pole sitter Jake Hill.
These are some pretty quick laps. Low 40s is very fast around here in a GR4. And granted, they do have the toe. I think there's a lot of quick drivers too who probably think they could run those times as well if they'd gotten their toe right on that first lap. A couple people just got really nice setups with their teammates. Nicklaus ended up catching up. I don't remember who it was who caught up in front of him, and he ended up getting to use someone else while pulling his teammate with him. So some teams really lucked out and set up their drafts properly, and it looked like, you know, some others just couldn't quite get it the same way, and it's definitely affecting this ordering.
Well, we're going to see what Jake Hill could do as he's just slowed down. I think he's done his lap, so it's all down towards Nicholas Carl. Yeah, he backed out of it, so what can Carl do? Can he get the pole position? He's only 700ths off of pole position. There's yellow flags are flying in the...
seconds from that boulder back there, so he's going to be about a half a tenth off, maybe?
No, just a tenth off. So Carl's not going to get the pole position. McEwen does improve, but stays in fourth. And I think no one else will improve too. I'm waiting to see Thomas Welsh because he was dead last. And he goes up to 12th place and puts Clements third in the championship in last place. So not good there for Chris Clementson.
That's 1.5 seconds between first and last. That's just...
That's still very close.
Yeah, that's old GT Sports slipstream distance. So that's not far back.
It's not far back. So Chris Clements...
So pace-wise, people are close.
Yes, indeed. So Clements shouldn't be too concerned starting dead last, but there you go.
Absolutely.
The returning...
Being dead last, you got to be a little concerned, but his pace is there, but you just have a lot of battling in front of you. That's a lot of cars to get through. Yeah,
a lot of cars to get through there. So Jake Hill returning to the championship on the pole by just 600ths of a second over Sean Cool, who is on course for a hat-trick of wins in the first race. Championship leader Nicholas Cole will start third, and then defending champion McEwen will start in fourth, and then in fifth place is Nathan Tompkinson. Only 3 tenths separating pole to fifth. That is sensationally close there. I think that's definitely one of the closest we've seen so far this season.
Yeah, and Tompkinson did his lap while pulling the whole time. So
yeah, pulling Jake,
lap is based on Tompkinson's lap, and he never actually got that second lap in. He bailed out after the turn one. So who knows what he'd be able to do if he was getting pulled for an entire lap, since he was the one who was pulling Jake to pole.
Indeed. So the time remaining has gone up to 0. The qualifier has now officially ended. There is a look at how they were. So we're getting ready for round 13 of the championship there, Jerry. Let's get the starting grid. Yeah, this should be good fun like it was last week at Alsace. So but it is Jake Hill from Sean Cool, from Nicholas Carl, from McEwen, Tompkinson, Hogan, Milden, Austin, Piper, Welsh, Colorado, Walsh, Sharp and Clements. That is the whole field. We've got 9 laps of racing around the 14 corner circuit. And we're just waiting for the red lights to come on, which they come on now. 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights. Hold. And lights out, and away we go. And it looks like, look at the smoke there from all the drivers. Great start. Looks like, though, from Jake Hill. Gets the jump already.
That's important here.
Much important there. And oh my goodness me, look at... Oh, I'm just checking out Leon Welsh. They're trying to make it forward abreast going into the first corner. Makes contact with a couple of BMWs too. I think they all get away with it though, but they are 3 abreast put in mid-pack though. But Nicholas Cole challenging for second place on Sean Cool going into Coca-Cola, and he gets the position done. Meanwhile, they're all finding the same bit of tarmac, but trying to make no contact with one another. So Welsh has already gained a couple of spots in the process, and Clements, starting dead last, is already up a spot already as the 2 BMWs of Austin and Piper are side by side. Hopefully Piper will be less aggressive than what he did in the first last week at Alsace, but I see one of the Hyundais go and hang out to dry. That was Tompkinson. He's going to lose a spot here as we're going on towards the Dunlop corner here for the first time.
He's been battling for a few spots actually over here. He was up, he's fallen back, he's now battled back for an extra spot. His 2nd through 6th has been just interchanging this entire time as they've been going side by side, which Jake has to love. Like, that's just going to give him more and more separation. If he can already have slipstream broken at the end of this first lap, Carl's going to have a lot of catching up to do, and Sean's going to have a lot of catching up to do because slip's only going to help one of them, and they really need that second slip to pull them all away.
Yeah, now as I see there, Tompkinson is going to lose a couple more spots. He's already down to 7th place there, battling side by side with Ben Milton across the start-finish line. So to complete the first stop, it is Jake Hill, then it is from Nicholas Cole. 1.1 second is the advantage. This is where the Mitsubishi will really struggle here. Yep, and here comes Cool to the inside, going in towards Daichi for the second time, and he's going to get that position back. So Cool
wide back here, 5th through 6th.
5th through 6th. Oh yeah, 5th through 6th. That's not going to work, guys. There's a little contact through.
He's being opportunistic here.
Yes. Oh, someone else has gone very wide at the first corner. That was Liam Welsh there. Already some damage to the back of his Chevy. But it is a mad scrap already. It's a mad...
Side by side as well.
Yeah, I'm seeing that, yeah. And now Milton has sort of freed himself from that battle for 6th place on back, and Tompkinson has had a nightmare of a start, already losing out to his teammate there too, Thomas Welsh, although he's going to go around the outside to help him with his teammate. And here comes Piper, makes contact now with Tompkinson.
Well, coming down to Dunlap, Carl has a run on Sean, who'd overtaken Carl as well, so this is going to be really good in the third section as well.
Sorry, I was just looking at Tompkinson and Piper and Austin. They were trying to go free abreast going in towards the Dunlop corner. Oh, and Piper's been shoved out wide. As you say, that Cool has gone by. If them two are going to keep battling, it's going to allow Jake to pull away, and it's going to allow Liam to catch up. Liam, that Lexus is very quick on a straightaway. I think it was reaching about 156 miles an hour, I believe it was. But he needs to get a little bit closer to the back of Carl's Mitsubishi, and this is where he can do it. But Nicholas will happily gain the slipstream of Cool, considering how slow that Mitsubishi is on the straight.
I think he has a lot better opportunities possibly. It depends on how hard he gets pulled, but there's definitely opportunities to take the Mazda and the 100R down the back straight out of the hairpin through Dunlap. But I mean, if he gets a run, you got to go for it, right? Why wouldn't you?
He's going to have a look then going into Daichi. There we go. He's going to have a look at the turn 1 for the third lap there. Just noticing Cole's teammate Colin Barlow was making his pit stop. So he's done his stop out of the way, and Cole's back into second place. So is he? Cole's going to have a look around the outside at turn 3 at Coca-Cola. Who's going to have it? Mazda and Mitsu. Oh, that's not really... You can't go double file through there, but they made it work, and Cole's back into second. That's a good clean pass there from the championship leader.
Making it through clean as well.
Yeah, Milton, Hogan, and then you still got the two Hyundai still battling side by side, and then you got Piper in 9th place, and then you got Chris Clements up to 10th now. So Chris slowly, methodically working his way out through the field, yet to make a pit stop. I think only Colin Barlow has made the pit stop. Indeed he has, so he's the first one to pit. Now then,
Carl's lost about half a second to Jake Hill while Sean has been battling back and forth with him, and if they keep that up, they'll probably just concede getting first at that point. And they're losing a lot of time to Jake right now. He's already gained 7/10 of a second on this lap alone.
Yeah, and I think, and a little moment there from Cole running a bit wide on the exit of Metz, now going into Panasonic, and he's trying to squeeze Cool onto the inside. At 10:14, not going to do it though, did Cool. He's going to stay in behind, but now it's a free car battle for second place because McEwen has got himself in the mix here.
And Ben Milton's just outside of slip, but he's barely losing time, so he might be able to get up in there if they all keep battling as well, and everyone else is just kind of falling in right in slip as well, so it's still top, 9, 10, 11, top 12 aren't that far back.
Oh, look at this racing here for 8th place there. They're going to go free abreast going in towards the first corner. Who's going to be the late breaker of the ball? It's going to be Thomas Welsh, just barely. Piper's still having a look on the inside. Do not hit the AstroTurf on the exit there, because that will get the car very upset. Now they're double file for 2 rows back. Indeed, very much so.
A lot of contact, little bump back.
Oh, that marker's going to get absolutely bullied this whole race, the whole meeting. But Piper's up to 8th place. Thomas down to 9th, and Clemens still in that 10th place.
Carl's going to get the same run down to Dunlop he got on Sean last lap. I wonder if he's going to do the same move again. Just kind of get it on the inside and run the other person a little bit wide.
Here we go, Ben, going in.
The inside of the next corner.
We're going in towards Dunlop. What can Carl do? This is where the Mitsubishi will excel in. This is the 3rd sector of the track. So this is where the Mitsubishi will come good around here, considering it's 4-wheel drive.
I think you just set up for the last corner. If you can get by him at all.
Oh, he's going to make it at Metz, is he? He's going to have a look at Metz.
I think no, he's set up.
Oh, he has.
Oh, he didn't hold it.
He didn't do it.
I don't know if he meant to get the pass there. I think he just wanted to be outside for this line so he could be on the throttle. but it worked.
It
He got it done
worked.
even earlier.
Now, can he catch up, though, to Cool? What is the gap between second to third? 1.2 seconds, but it is growing. And in fact, is Carl going to head into the pit lane? Yes, indeed he is. So Carl's heading into the pit lane. That's a very early pit stop for Nicholas to do. Normally we see him pit late on in the race. Piper's going in too, as well as Sharp. So we've got at least 9 people now that have not yet made a pit stop, but still out in front.
With Carl as well, he usually starts on the super soft, so this time he started on the soft. So I think now he's got his hot lap, which is what he's good at.
Yeah.
He's just far enough from traffic that he can use that to try to catch up on everybody else, because there was no way he was going to catch up on Jake Hill just by chasing other cars. He needed clean air.
Battle going on for 5th place there. Nathan Tompkinson just passing the returning Jordan Hogan, now in the Garmin Mitsubishi. And I think that was the position change too. So Nathan back to where he qualified in. Jordan getting a little loose at the exit of 100R. Now tries to have a look on the inside of the hairpin. But again, it will be that Hyundai that will have that horsepower down this corner here towards Dunlop. They're still side by side. And I think the Hyundai is just going to get by again the Mitsubishi of Jordan Hogan, and indeed he does. So Tompkinson holds on to that 5th place. Oh, further back though, Clements just ran a little bit wide there on Alex Austin. Still got to hang it around the outside at turn 11. And he's gone off track again. Oh, and gets into Austin a little bit.
He's going to get slip out of this.
He may
he
do.
wasn't close enough to it, but now he's going to pull up into the slip range.
Hogan having a look on the outside of Tompkinson at Panasonic. I think Clements sort of backed out of that. Maybe it was a little bit accidental there to Alex for that little contact through there. But
Tompkinson in 5th.
Jake's in the pits.
5th and 6th as well.
The top 3 all into the pits. So they must have reacted to Nicholas Cole making that pit stop.
So did 6th, so did 7th. Which was Liam and Hogan.
Yeah. So Jake comes out in 2nd place, slides his way through Daichi. Then you got Sean Cool effectively in a 2nd place. Clements! Austin's been turned! And into the wall goes Alex Austin. Got ghosted. Let's see what happened here. So he was battling with Clements. And then Cool comes out. Was it Clements that gets into him? Oh, he just clipped the Astro. He hit the AstroTurf, and there was nowhere that Nicholas could do.
Yeah, the AstroTurf's just like ice out there.
Yeah. Oh, he's off again! Riding back with Alex Austin, and he's had a moment in the 100R, and he's gone off again, careening off into the tyre wall. That's what happened here then. So going in towards 100R, recovering from the incident, the car just went straight on.
Ooh. Well, while that's been happening in the back, Jake Hill, who's presumably the leader, as Tompkinson hasn't hit it yet. Well, Sean has actually just been keeping this gap very static. It hasn't been growing. It hasn't been closing. I'm sure he wishes he could get it down just a little bit more so he could maybe grab a slip. That would help him close it down. But it has stabilized once everybody stopped battling. But unlucky for Nicholas, he didn't quite end up in traffic exactly where he wanted. He's not quite caught up to Sean at the point that their pit stops have ended, but he's not far back at all. Like, he still has plenty of chance right here following Liam.
Meanwhile,
trying to probably get back up there.
Yeah, and exactly, yeah. And just noticed there too that Tompkinson and Clements have gone back into the pit lane, so everyone has all made their pit stop. Riding on board with the championship leader, who's going to make a lunge at Daichi on McEwen. Hits a lot of the curb.
That was aggressive.
That was aggressive pass, but he made it stick though somehow, and up into 3rd place again. I mean, further back again there, Tompkinson and Jordan Hogan reuniting their battle, and again from early on in the race. This must be damage limitation here for Nicholas, considering, again, we always talk about how that Mitsubishi's not quick on that straightaway, but, you know, he's got a massive gap over McEwen, and again, he's ahead of McEwen in this race, so he's got to extend the points a lot longer. Do you think he'll probably go for consistency rather than trying to get race wins or whatever?
I don't think it makes much of a difference where he places, so I think he probably just goes for race wins, just pure domination. This race specifically, laps left, time down, you know, see if you get lucky. There's a lot of little areas that can spin a car on this track. The curbs don't necessarily auto spin, but everything you see out there that they're passing that's green light green, not this dark green he's going over there, but the light green that you'll see, that AstroTurf, is pure ice. And there's a few lines that get real close to it. And so if anyone in the front touches that ice coming out of this turn like he's about to, that's just pure terrifying. It doesn't look bad when you keep it together, but I guarantee you in that moment he's trying to keep that wheel as straight as possible because that'll just flip a car in a heartbeat. So he could catch up, but I think it's mostly a battle for third here, and I don't think it realistically matters in the championship for him. It's probably more about bragging rights than anything at this point for him. He doesn't want to like talk about how he didn't win a race after the first, 6 or whatever in a row that he got.
Just noticing there that Sharp made a little bit of a mistake going into Panasonic, and he's lost a spot though to Colin Barlow, but he's going to get it back. So another position change, that is for 12th place. Them three have sort of had a little inter-team battle there between the two Lexus drivers and Colin Barlow, and there you can see further back there Alex Austin making that two mistakes on lap 6, getting spun around at turn 1 and then going straight on at $100 really hurted him in this race. So Austin, again, he struggled around Alsace last week, and he's unfortunately struggling here again, and it's not good though for RAC because they are somewhat closer to Garmin in the Teams Championship, so this is not going to help. Meanwhile, the lead has come down way much now. Jake Hill and Sean Cool, 3 tenths. It was about 1.5 seconds before they pitted, but Sean Cool has been setting some blistering lap times. That's because he's on the super softs, whereas Jake's on the soft tyres. So we're going to see a last lap battle for the win here.
He has been closing it down the whole time. He does have the separate tires. I think all the strategies are working out. He's running consistent, and I think Jake would definitely say he hasn't been the most consistent as I've been kind of watching him. But he hasn't been running bad. Difference in tires have caught it up, and I mean, we saw Sean win, 2 events last week. I'm sure Nicklaus would hope for he'd start battling him as soon as possible. Start diving him, start bumping him or anything, because he's not that far bad. Oh, I forgot he didn't pit?
Did he not change tires? Well, that's pretty much gifted Carl the win here.
Not Carl, but Jake Hill, that's correct.
Sorry, Jake, my apologies. I mean, that's gifted Carl second place at McEwen third,
Carl's still in a huge battle for third. That dive into, or that battle through first, just holding the inside, it worked, but he's still going to get battled back for this entire lap.
Yes, I'm guessing what Sean did is he made the pit stop but didn't change tyres. Not in the championship, you have to change tyre compounds because you only have the softs and the super softs. I'm guessing that's what Sean did. He changed tyres, but he didn't change to the soft tyres. So that was a very costly mistake for Sean Cool, because we could have seen a great battle going on for the win between Jake and Sean, but unfortunately that's been spoiled. So Jake, in his return to the championship, is going to get his first win back since season 7, I believe it was. But it's the battle going on for second.
Carl's been taking defensive lines, they've been battling back and forth. It's just so tough to pass. You just have to throw your nose in somewhere and go for it. He's probably not going to miss an apex. So you're going to have to get on the outside of him, just get a run anywhere, because he doesn't have the straight line speed you do. You just need to get a run for that back straight.
Just going to have a quick look here at the replay of Sean Cool trying to work his way back up through the field. He's just passing Jordan Hogan at Dunlop, so that's 7th place gained for Sean. Unfortunately, he's not going to win 3 races in a row. But here comes Jake Hill. He's going to wave left and right. His return to the championship, and it's going to be win number 1 for the real BTCC racing driver. Jake Hill wins it. Nicholas Cole will get 2nd place. McEwen will get 3rd. And it's going to be a close one thing for 4th. No, it won't. It'll be Ben Milton, followed by Tompkinson. Piper sideways across the line.
Oh, Thomas might just edge him out. He does.
Just, only by 35 thousandths of a second. And then we've got our Sharp
won't be quite close enough to take this. And everyone else is lined up.
I don't know what's happened there to Leon Walsh, because he was ahead of Sharp and Colin Barlow. So, yeah, he made a mistake on lap 9. And last across the line was Alex Austin. So, congratulations then to Jake. First win back since season 7. So that was a pretty fair and clean first race, I must admit, other than the mistake from Alex Austin.
Yeah, I wonder what would have happened if he hadn't. I wonder what his pace what his pace on softs was like. Would he have been able to close that gap down like he did? Did he intentionally go super softs just to try to get the gap or anything? I mean, the pit strategy here is going to be way different than the previous round at Alsace, where this is it doesn't have quite the same exit you right into blocking the entry so that you can kind of be aggressive about your short pit stop. You're kind of exited just onto a straight at low speed. So you want to be probably a little bit smart about how you pit, because if you pit too randomly and you don't have some reason why you're pitting, you could lose the slip, and that, as everyone's running the same times, you can see how important that became. There at the end, when the people who kept it clean and kept it together through most of it were battling towards the front, where the people who had offs or battles or just not really, you know, playing the long game for say 8 laps kind of fell back on the pace and everything.
Just a shame though, we weren't treated to a real good battle with Jake and Sean at the end when Sean did make to change tyres there on the last pit stop, which was a shame to see, but hopefully he'll get it together for the second race, which is the bowl draw. So anyone between position 6 to 14 will start on the pole for the second race, and I have my bag of bowls here with me. There's 10 people watching here now, so don't forget, give this race a thumbs up, or this video a thumbs up, please. We've just passed 170 subscribers. Our next target is to go and reach the magical 180, which is the maximum number and hit a score you can hit in darts. I just thought I'd like to put that in because I like try play darts, but whatever. Anyway, so let's see what number is coming out. I have a bowl with me, and I've got to take it out. It is bowl number 12. So Colin Barlow, your hero, is going to start on the pole position. How do you feel about that?
First to win, like the easiest way to win a race is to start first.
Indeed it is. But in British touring car racing, that's usually not the case.
Well, we saw, and I'm not, you know, I don't know if Colin Barlow will be able to do the same thing, but Jake Hill did exactly did. Got a good jump off the start, got a no challenge into the first corner so that he could let everybody else battle. Because if everybody else starts battling from second back behind you, it just doesn't get any better than that. So I think Colin Barlow has to have that same mentality of just like be aggressive on this first lap, because if you can get a gap of a, you know, 0.8 seconds somehow, now you're not in the slip battle anymore, and if they make any mistakes behind you, it's just giving you a bigger gap.
So I've just let Ben know that it was Colin Barlow that is the lucky person that's going to start on the pole position, so hopefully he will get himself his first win. I do remember, I think it was in a previous season, he was battling, he was like comfortably leading out front at Autopolis before getting punted off on the last corner. That could have been his very first win too in the process, but unfortunately it never came happening. Clements doesn't seem to be too happy with this Mitsubishi around here. Started last, but got up to a respectable 10th place, but he's going to lose vital championship points on the guys behind that was behind him in the championship for third place at least.
Yeah, I mean, just because a car can be theoretically good in part of it and not good in the other, it's a weird spot to be. Do you want a car that's like really good on half a track and really bad on half a track? Do you want a car that's decent across it? I think it really, when it comes down to those cars, especially like the Mitsubishi and even the Lexus to an extent, really maximizing what they're good at and either using the track or the traffic to help you with what they're bad at. So when it's like a Mitsubishi or something like that, you know, really trying to play it smart to keep yourself aggressive through those sections so you don't lose time and you keep your fast section times through all the twisty turny stuff. But then really kind of not being so crazy coming down the straight into turn 1 and stuff, because technically out of turn 1 I would want pull through that entire thing if I could get it, if I was just someone fast enough. I just want to get pulled around the track for 7 laps and pass you at the end. But that doesn't really work realistically, right? You can't start in 14th and get pulled the whole time. So I think it's just aggression all the way through the infield, and then when you get on the back straight, just follow whoever that is, and then just blind aggression, really. It's the only way you're going to get through that many cars in that many laps. Is like you need to take down, what, 1 to 2 people a lap? The further up you get, the harder that gets to do as well. So I think that might help the Mitsubishis if you're not starting at the front. If you're starting at the front, you can kind of just work with the leaders.
Just looking at Thomas Welsh, they're getting after the exit of turn 1, all completely wrong, getting on that icy AstroTurf, in which he's saying there, do not put your wheels on there, it will spin the car around, like we saw with Alex Austin in race 1.
It's actually one of the few things I think in this game can benefit someone who's on a controller versus a wheel, is that icy AstroTurf, because it is so much easier to let go of a thumbstick to keep your wheel straight than it is to like turn your wheel back straight and just hold it as straight as you possibly can while you let your car just settle down, because it really does treat it kind of like you would if you were on dirt or ice or grass or anything else in this game, where all of a sudden the traction's just not there on whatever section just touched that car, and that means you're going to start sliding instantly. So you have to have your wheels as straight as possible.
Yeah. So then we should get race 2. Jeff is very happy in the live chat. He says, thanks, man. That's no problem there. Pay me $50 the next time you see me. So then, race 2, what we're going to see, Colin Barrow on the pole, and you got Jake Hill, and then it will be Nicholas Carl. It'll be very interesting to see the battle between Carl and Hill, who will come out on top.
Well, and don't forget, there's plenty of other people who had the same pace there. Liam had the pace, and so did Sean Cole as well. He had the pace, so it's not just like one or two people who could keep up there. I really just think Jake Hill got the exact start he wanted. You know, was consistent
it's a perfect jump
to be able to hold that gap and run consistent laps, and everybody else was chasing him. And I mean, where else would you want to be than everyone else trying to keep up with you?
So then I'm just waiting to see when we can get race 2. There we go, just as I call it. Race 2 is going to get underway, round 14 of the championship. And we're going to get
I'm
the
excited
final.
to see how everybody responds. You know, a lot of these people have been consistently winning up at the top, and they just all lost. Like, are any of them going to be able to get back in there?
Well, we'll find out after the end of this race. So here we go. Colin Barrow on the pole, followed by the winner from race 1, Jake Gill, Carl McEwen, Milton, Tompkinson, Piper, Cool, Hogan, Welsh, Clements, Sharp. Damn it, I just missed out there. Welsh, that was Thomas Walsh in 10th, and Austin starting rear of the field. So here we go then. The second race, another 9 laps around Fuji. Lights out and away we go. And again, bit of smoke there from, I think that was Piper there, but Jake Hill already got the launch and is going to be leading before the first corner. So again, Jake Hill getting the launch off absolutely perfectly right, and here comes McEwen to the inside, 3 abreast going in towards Daichi. There's contact being made, and looks like no one was being spun around. Looks like we're all clean through the first corner.
Lost all the way down to 7th, looking like 8th soon.
Yeah, not a good start then for the pole sitter in race 2, already relegated down into 7th place, but it is Jake Hill with the lead, Carl in 2nd, McEwen in 3rd, 4th is Tompkinson, 5th is Milton, Piper in 6th place, and then there's a whole gaggle of cars for like 5th position on back, as we see Milton nearly have an attempt on Tompkinson at the hairpin, but can't get that position.
Tompkinson had an attempt on Liam.
He did, he really did, and then they got the 2 BMWs there bump drafting. Yep.
Anytime BMWs bump, they're trying to pass.
That's a typical BMW thing to do. Oh, Piper nearly getting oversteer going in towards Dunlop there. That was going to be very pretty. His teammate Austin going very wide on Dunlop, as well as one of the Lexuses. That might have been Ash Sharp, I think that was. Indeed it was. And then it's Leon Welsh all the way at the back of the field. But Clements still in 10th place, and he's just past Jordan Hogan. So Hogan has made a terrible start. I think he started in 7th. He's down a fair few positions. Sean Cool trying to have a look on the inside of Thomas Welsh, who's trying to gain some spots back. That's a battle for the 8th position there. Welsh again steps 2 wheels on the Astro.
Great as well.
Who was that, sorry?
Hill back for the battle. Carl's got the slip on Jake Hill up here in the front. He's getting pulled, but he just doesn't have the same speed. He's in the slip still, but he doesn't have the same kind of speed. It's barely starting to pull him now, right?
It's just barely now. But it's too late when they're going in there. So look at the battle for third place as Tompkinson is having a look around the outside into Daichi. And McEwen will just hold on to that 4th position, but Tompkinson's got to be careful. He sticks up a couple of wheels nearly on the AstroTurf, so he may lose that 4th place to Milton. Milton's on the outside, he's going towards Coca-Cola. I think that's Colin Barrow all the way down now into 11th place now. And Austin trying to recover from that first race. He's up to 10th place now, is Austin. So good recovery from Austin. But Colin Barrow down to 12th place. So Colin Barrow looks like he's not really too comfortable driving this Mazda.
Oh, we've got
contact there. That was McEwen.
Here in the front.
Yeah, McEwen, and that was Tompkinson at the hairpin.
I'm not sure how no one's off the track right now. That was a hard hit. Good catch.
So let's have a look at the back of McEwen. It's just that Tompkinson had a better run in the 100R. And then, yeah, there was some contact there, sticking the reels up there. Milton, sort of like a domino effect,
well,
really.
Still battling through this 3rd section, trying to get 3 wide, it looks like, as the BMWs are all over these Hyundais and the Lexus.
Again, this is not what...
I'm sure Carl loves this, right? Up here with Jake Hill just pulling away from all this battle. Oh, he got sideways on the AstroTurf as well up here.
Who was that? Was that Nicholas?
Yeah, he was pushing
Jake.
hard.
But Jake has lost some time too.
No, they've pretty much been keeping pace with each other the whole way around.
Yeah, Nicholas setting the fastest lap of the race, 1:39.6, and Ben comes into the pit lane. He's the first to make a pit stop. Meanwhile, his other teammate there, that will be Piper, side by side with Tompkinson. And there's a vicious block there from Thomas Welsh on Chris Clements with Jordan Hogan there too in the mix. And there comes Alex Austin. Nearly a bit of contact, argy-bargy through down. The two Mitsubishis are both run wide, both on the AstroTurf, but they've kept it going, no spinning, no. And now it's concertinaed up into a massive battle now with Sharp, Colin Barlow and Leon Welsh now into the mix. Free abreast now into the Coca-Cola corner. I think Sharp kind of backed out of that, which was fair play to Sharp there, because that could have been disastrous there. You can't go free abreast in a fight in turn 3 at least. So it is Milton and Sean Cool that are pitted. Sorry, you go.
Well, I was going to just say that up in the front, they're really just following each other. They're being super smart about this. They're slowly getting the gap up as everyone behind is battling. Liam's finally gotten away from the battle, so he can try to hunt them down some. And he's on his hottest lap yet, but I mean, that's what happens when you get out of the battle finally. But everybody else is kind of just like needing to figure out where they think they can get.
Piper just made a mistake at Dunlop and he's going to compromise that position there, but Tompkinson had it back, but then Piper put the crisscross and regains that 4th place. Now Tompkinson having a look at turn 12, that's Neds, pushes Piper sort of wide a little bit, but Piper's going to have the inside at Panasonic. But then Tompkinson will probably have the run in the middle of the corner. Walsh again puts more wheels on the AstroTurf. He's got to be careful because he may spin the car around.
I mean, I'm sure they're not doing it, but when you are in the dirty air trying to get out of there and you're trying to get as hard on that accelerator as possible, it is easy to just kind of get on that AstroTurf, and that's dangerous.
But a tip. Whoa! Contact on the straightaway. Thomas Welsh now getting into Piper. I think they were trying to do a bit of teamwork there with Tompkinson and Welsh. They're side by working together like an NASCAR style teammates, and again he got on the AstroTurf yet again. That's a great save from Thomas Welsh. But that's about 4 times already in this race that he's dipped wheels on that AstroTurf. He is definitely pushing, but you should to think that, you know, doing it the first time, you do it again, but he's done it another 3 more times. So come on, Thomas, learn from it.
Well, Carl is all over Jake Hill in the front as well, just following him everywhere. I think he's going to put the similar strat maybe that Sean did to him last week, where he just follows him. I was just about to bring that up. I was just about to bring that up. Keep the pressure up and just battle him the whole time. Don't let him ever go for a hot lap unless you think you can out hot lap him, because that's what they're going to come down to. But that brings in traffic.
I mean, they've already got a 4.6 second advantage over McEwen, and again, Jake heavily defending going in towards Metz. Yeah, you just took the words right out of my mouth. I was about to say, do you think Carl will do exactly the same as what Sean did to Nicholas last week at Alsace? If he tit for tat, they'll both beat the same pit stop, and then he's got the run. He does have the overlap on Jake.
He's not going to have the speed on a long run, though. He's going to end up having to fall back into slip. I mean, I don't know that you want to go on a hot lap with him, but if he thinks he can hot lap him, he could pit early. But I mean, just the amount of time he's losing on this straight's kind of tough for him to make up. That might actually make the Mitsubishi just not as good as I thought it might be, right?
McEwen's into the pits.
It really is tough.
Oh, it's going to be late braking into its Daichi, and Jake is just going to hold on to the lead. But yeah,
switchback.
Yeah, he's going for the crisscross.
He has the grip. He could go on the outside, I bet, on this and hold it.
He could, but it's just the speed.
Get out there.
It's just the speed.
He can't keep any of his aggressive moves. That's just going to be an interesting thing. I wonder what he's going to do to try to get it. Because he can get the run, he's proven that, but he just doesn't have the acceleration or the top speed to get away.
Yeah, I'm just wondering if he's going to do exactly the same what Cool did. Make the same, make the same pit stop, and then hopefully maybe the pressure, like what Carl did last week, the pressure got to him in that race too, and Sean got the win. But he's all over the back of the Hyundai. We're seeing Clements in 3rd place as teammate. Then you got Thomas Welsh in 4th.
He's got to get somewhere to get him off his line. You don't want him just to take his racing line through every corner. He can get on his outside, on his inside. Yeah, but you can kind of use that grass. It looks sketchier than it is. I thought he was going to tap him, just let him know.
Yeah, that was like a little love tap. A little love tap just to see he's there. Oh, he's trying. He's trying his best to give him a little tap.
And it's not really letting anybody catch up too much because he is not battling them too hard. And back third, fourth, fifth, they're just all battling.
Oh, he had a great run in the middle of Panasonic, but couldn't do it because there was a Hyundai in the way. Now, was Jake pitting? Now, I wonder if Nicholas is going to pit with him too.
I think he's trying to fake him into the pits, maybe.
Yes, he did. He did try to fake. He did try to fake.
What if he could have blocked him into the wall or something? That was really late coming in.
That was some fun moments there. Clements into the pits as well. So that's going to enable Thomas Welsh into the lead, and Alex Austin from dead last now up into second place. Oh my goodness me, that's some heavy.
I think they got away just in time, but their speed's going to catch them right up into this battle.
My goodness me, sorry there to cut you off there, but just Piper and Tompkinson just squeezing Tompkinson against the pit wall, and Tompkinson up into 8th. And again,
you gotta be careful on the pit walls, right?
Yeah, definitely. That was some hair-raising stuff.
Their line, so if they're driving in a straight line and you're driving in a straight line, they don't have to move. So if you're headed at a pit wall, you better figure something out pretty quick.
Carl's got the overlap, but he's on the outside going into the 300R. But again, that speed of the Hyundai is so quick. Side by side, though. Side by side for third place, Austin on Thomas. And Austin holds on to that third position. And again, this time, has he got it this time?
On Jake.
Has he got it this time?
He's going for the switchback in the lead.
Yeah, but it's the outside for Metz.
Carl's got the right spot. This will give you the inside here and the outside there.
Oh my goodness me, look at this. He's going for the inside of Panasonic. He's going to go for it. Late braking into 10-14.
Oh, I like
he's got it. He's got it, is he? He's pushing Carl a little bit off the track and through back into the lead. Great reason. I thought these two would have a bit of a battle here, and yeah, definitely. But look, Austin and that is catching up. But to be fair, Austin and Welsh have not yet made a pit stop.
I'm really interested what Carl's going to do, because he tried the inside line 2 laps ago, twice if I remember correctly, trying to get that run, and it just didn't work. He couldn't do the cutback. He couldn't get it. So he tried the outside line there.
Oh, he's trying to go late braking into Daichi. Thomas, ooh, a little touch. Oh, good though. And again, Welsh, again, going off onto the AstroTurf. And it's going to allow Austin to regain that third place. That's about 6th time Thomas Welsh has gone off there.
I know it's understeery, so I bet that understeery is just getting a little too hectic on him right there coming out of it. But back to Carl, I'm really curious what he's going to do. The inside didn't work, the outside didn't work. I think he's probably going to have to punt to a new place to pass. He's got to figure something else out, because he is not going to beat this Hyundai in a straight. He's going to have to block the slipstream instead, probably.
It's definitely got to be in the third sector, around Metz Corner, Panasonic, 10 to 12, 13. That is where the Mitsubishi will come to life in this track. It's got to be there.
Though. Like, he doesn't have, it's not a fast enough zone for him to pull away from that Hyundai. The Hyundai will be able to stay alongside him, or at least close enough to keep the battle going. And I think he needs to do it back at like 100R, like on lap 9. Like, figure out how he can come out of that kink better, and that little left-hander turn 3, and try to get him done early and just start blocking. Because if he can go through section 3 starting in front of him, I think that's where he breaks the slip at. I think he needs to get it done either this lap or next lap in 100R.
Just looking here again at Nathan Tompkinson sitting in 8th place. Followed behind is Adam Piper in 9th, then Jordan Hogan and Chris Clements. Really seeming to be struggling driving this Mitsu around here. Don't forget, he sits before the first round of the first race tonight. He sit 3rd in the championship, and he's had a 10th place in the first race as Thomas finally comes into the pits, and he's currently sitting 10th here again. So Chris really struggling around here. Then you got the posted to Colin Barrow in a 12th place now, because Thomas now
with Jake Hill here on that turn 3. If he's going to try to get it done anytime in the early laps, this is really the only place is 100R. Get on a separate line and trust your grip. I don't know. I'm trying to think, maybe get wide and come at a different angle so that you can get alongside. Oh, it might work here.
Oh, it might work here. He might have the overlap on the exit, does he? No. Just Jake is he's just far too knowledgeable
I really would like him to be in front of him somehow going into the 3rd sector, so he's only got Dunlap left to do it. Otherwise, I think he's going to fall into the same pit of not being in front in the last corner, which means he's not going to have the total speed.
Oh, he's going to have the run. He's going to have the run here. Good. He's got the run. Now is Jake going to do... Oh, there's contact. A little contact may push Jake out wide. Jake's not going to give up without a fight, though. I can assure you that. And he's retaking the lead. This is great stuff here.
Yeah, get it wide and just try to get a full acceleration. That's a different thought. Okay. He got a better run than he's gotten yet, maybe. I still don't think he's going to have the total top speed on it.
I don't think he will. I'm expecting Austin to make a pit stop now as we're going on towards the last lap of the race.
I like that idea. If he could just get alongside him and keep him narrow, maybe he would be able to take the turn better with that. Yeah, I think that's what he's going to go for. Just not let him come all the way back across. No, okay, let him open. I was like, maybe keep it super narrow.
Again, further back again through the field.
This is good. This is what he needs. Get it done early. And then
has he got it?
Oh, on the
he's done it!
I think that's a perfect opening. Now he just has to defend.
Let's get a replay on that because I was watching the battle there between Tompkinson and Piper.
Crazy. Yeah, I'd probably just watch the lap.
Oh, so Jake Jake ran wide in there, and then just Carl was there for the taking.
Right now, but Carl's grips are really pulling him out right here. But Jake's gonna come right back on the outside again.
But is he going to go for the crisscross? Is he going to go for the cutback at hairpin? They're side by side on the exit. There's contact again, and he's through. This is some sensational racing here for the win.
I think it's the same situation. He's got to find a way to get back in front of him probably through this section. He can't probably slipstream him to the finish line.
This is where I probably think the Mitsubishi's far more superior than the Hyundai, though, in the third sector, so we'll see what will happen. McEwen is caught up, though, but it's going to be too little too late for McEwen to catch up to making a free-car battle for the win, but it is all between Jake and Nicholas Carl for the win. Jake going for the second win, Carl looking for his... I think it'll be his 9th win if he can get it done. He's going to take a wide entrance going into Panasonic to get the perfect apex off the corner, but I don't think it's going to happen.
I mean, he's got a little more distance than he has before.
But it's not going to happen, though, is he? I don't think he's going to catch him, is he? It's going to be very, very close. Might be a photo finish, maybe. I don't think that's not going to be, isn't it? No. Jake's just going to take the second win of the race. Carl will get second. McEwen only just held on to third place from Sean Cole. Then it's Milden from Tompkinson from Piper. Clements gets in 8th place, finished Jordan Hogan in 9th, and Alex Austin started 14th, finishes in 10th. Thomas Welsh in 11th, and then we just wait again for Sharp, Colin Barrow, and Leon Welsh in last place. So there you go, race 2 there, and a very close battle between Carl and Jake. That was some thoroughly entertaining racing, and it was clean and fair racing.
It's exactly what Fuji produces. Where you're racing, you race tight, but you can't. There's nowhere to go 3 wide. There's nowhere to race as big groups, so you get separated into smaller groups of like the top 4, 5th through 9th. You just get these smaller groups as the race goes on. But super impressive driving from both Jake Hill, to defend that off, getting past on the first turn of the last lap, and then just coming right back at him down through there. I mean, just great driving there. And then, Carl, I mean, we got to see him try like 6 different moves to try to figure out how to get by him. And then finally gets one to work, and just, it's tough. Now you're by him, and now you're defending, and you've been attacking for 7 laps. Like, you don't have any idea, and his attacks just, he broke him down pretty quick, and not being quite strong in a straight line is definitely not effective, not real good on the last lap, or on any of the laps around here. So he's doing a great job just to even be competitive, if, just having to hold that slip the entire race.
But again, I mean, I don't think Carl shouldn't be too disappointed, because he finished ahead.
He could have won that.
Yeah, he could have won that. Yeah, definitely. It's just the speed of the Mitsubishi is just not superior compared to the Hyundai. But
I think more than anything, it was that he had a bad defense, and if he could have kept him back, then that's all he needed. If he could get into Section 3 ahead, Jake Hill's top speed isn't going to matter. The race to the finish line, he's probably going to outhold him on for sure. I think he'd tell you he lost it by letting Jake back by before Section 3. If he was ahead of him leaving Section 3, going down that straight, I think he thinks he wins the drag race if he starts in front. But if he starts behind, it's just no chance.
I think from a Nicholas perspective, you've got to take the positive. You still finished ahead of McEwen, so again, your points gap is going to grow heading into the finale race, which is the reverse grid order. So we're going to be seeing Leon Welsh will start on the pole, followed by Colin Barrow. And then it will be Ash Sharp starting third. And hopefully we'll get to see some 6-wide racing what we saw last week at Alsace. Hopefully, touch wood.
The third race is probably one of my favorite races by far. The reverse order, you know, we've got, you know, Jake Hill's been dominating, and we've seen how effective both like Sean Cole and Niklaus Karl and even Thomas and many people can be working through traffic. So I'm excited to see if Jake Hill puts that same kind of effort in working through traffic, or if that, you know, if he can just hot lap. I mean, I'm sure he can do well in traffic being a BTCC driver, right? But, you know, let's really see what he can do. I'm excited for that. Starting at the back, I can't wait to see what he can do out there. He's been doing nothing but perfect at the front. I'm excited.
We'll get to find out. Obviously, we have seen already on 2 occasions the driver who won the first round will go on to win the next 3. That was Nicholas Karl. So, could Jake do it a 3rd time? So we could have Jake winning all 3 races. Mind you, we start on 14th in the field. We ain't seen that much since I believe it was the first round of the championship where we had 15. Other than that, we had like 11, 12, and you know we've got 14 here. So this is going to be a bit tricky for Jake because there's more drivers in the field than there were in the previous other meetings. Oh, there's a contact there.
Well, we're getting ready to see what can happen here. I like seeing the defense of the slower drivers in front because their paces aren't that much slower. You know, usually it's just bad race, bad luck. It's not that they don't have similar pace to the people in front of them. So I love this race. This is exciting to see.
Here we go then. The 15th round of the championship. It is Welsh from Columbardo, Sharp, Walsh, Austin, Hogan, Clements, Piper, Tompkinson, Milden. I always keep getting messed up. I can't do it perfectly. Then you got Sean Cole, McEwen, Nicholas Karl, and Jake Hill bringing up the rear. The 3rd race of the night. Another 9 laps around Fuji. 5 red lights. Lights out and away we go, and let's see, we'll keep an eye on how Jake and Nicholas will do further through the field. Meanwhile, they're going to go 3 abreast going in towards the first corner. Welsh gets a great jump though over Thomas Welsh, and Colin Barlow again sleeping on the start. Now it's the carnage into the first corner. Bit of bumping and banging there. Colin Barlow and Thomas Welsh spins, and again another high and die side race. That was Tompkinson too, and Thomas Welsh this time he got spun around because he dipped tyres on the Astro. So here we go, here's a look at a replay. Contact with Colin Barlow, then Austin comes in, another contact, gets into the Astro and spins around. So already day over for Thomas Welsh.
Oh, someone sideways and getting cleared. I didn't see who that was.
Oh,
the beamers. They are 5 wide going.
That would be Milton. That would be Milton. Oh, look at this, the 3 abreast of the 300R. Careful, guys. That was a close bit of...
Nelm's another stack of standing start here.
Oh my, look at that. Jake Hill already up to 7th place from 14th on the grid. He's already gained halfway through the field on the first lap.
Yeah, I mean, that's what you got to do. Just be opportunistic. You know people are going to get aggressive, and you know, I bet if there's Niklaus right behind you, just follow him, right? Like, just let everybody else bump everybody else, and you can just follow through.
I think that's what...
realistically, if you're going for wins, hope they clear your opponent out. Hope that, you know, you're more clean through all the traffic. Oh, that AstroTurf is...
The AstroTurf is so aggressive there, yeah. You just took the words again, yeah, out my mouth. But that's what Karl did at Barcelona. He just...
early.
Who was that pitting early? That is a couple of drivers there I see pitting early. Clements there.
The other 2 Mitsubishis.
That would be Hogan and Clements then making pit stops already on the first lap. So then the field making their way down towards turn 1. It is still Leon Welsh with the lead. Alex Austin now into 2nd place. Colin Barlow in 3rd and McEwen into 4th place. He started 12th, so he's had a great start, already up into 4th position. Having a look on the inside of Colin Barlow into Coca-Cola, and he's got that 3rd place. Makes contact though, and here comes Jake around the outside at 100R.
This is tough. You want the outside lines, fine, because you got the inside to the hair.
You got the yeah. If he could stay side by side, he's going to have the inside, and he's going to have 3rd place. What a pass that is from Jake! That shows why he is an actual racing driver there with class racing like that.
Yeah, it's quite impressive. And Niklaus is trying to keep pace, but he's been having a lot harder time going through traffic, and so he's been slowed back a little bit as well. And Tompkinson's just following with him, battling him. So it's fun to get to watch him battle through all this traffic again as Sean's going back on Ben as well on the outside of this 3rd section.
Austin having a look on the inside, contact a little bit going in towards Metz. They're side by side. It's going to allow GQ to catch up, and Austin now takes the lead. Leon Welsh down to second place, but he wants it back at Panasonic. He's got a tighter line, but it's going to compromise him on the exit. The speed of the BMW will just breeze by the Luxus, and here comes GQ. Get a safety off his good friend Alex Austin.
Yeah, I think this is a pretty perfect place to be. You know, by the start of the third lap, you're already almost in the lead, probably going to be in the lead by the end of the first corner. To be honest, if you're going to go through corner,
they're going to go free abreast, actually. Look at this. GQ might go make it in the middle here. Free abreast. Who's going to be late on the brakes? It's going to be Welsh. He's not going to make the corner, though, and GQ takes the lead from 14th in the back of the grid to leading in just 3 laps. How impressive is that?
Yeah, it's good driving right there. So he can run hot laps and battle through traffic like no big deal.
Oh, God, Carl nearly getting a little sideways there, nearly making contact with Colin Barlow in the process, going into 100R. He might compromise it, though, because now they're going to go free abreast into what's to happen. Carl on the inside, Colin Barlow in the middle, and Tompkinson trying to stick it around the outside of both of them. Oh, he might have to speed too, you know. And he's through. Superb pass from Tompkinson. 2 places in 1.
It's tough. The Mitsubishi just keeps losing out anytime he gets in a battle that he's not wholly won it by the time they get on a straight. He's just not going to win that battle anymore.
Oh, Leon Welsh taking a different line going into his Metz there. That's gonna hurt him how. And then Tompkinson side by side going into his Panasonic. Carl's got nowhere to go. He's just got cars right in front of him. Let's ride on board with the championship leader. He's going to make a free abreast going into Panasonic. Little touch there. He might get 2 places in 1 too. But will the Mitsubishi get the speed off the corner? Bumping on the straightaway. And just that Lexus just drives away. That was Nicholas pitting. Nicholas might be pitting here, maybe. Indeed he is.
Well, he got a good pit entry, so that saves him a little bit of time. Off swinging in the wall or anything.
Meanwhile, Austin having a battle. Yeah, Austin, that powerful BMW further back, though. I'm just seeing too is that Tompkinson and Welsh are battling side by side, as well as Colin Barlow. So Colin Barlow sticking his nose in and having a good race at the moment.
I gotta be aggressive. He hadn't pit yet, so he's still got a pit to go.
Yeah, top 5 have not yet pitted.
Anybody in the top, yeah.
I think Clements was the one that has pitted, I believe. Yeah, I think he pitted on the first lap, so Clements is still leading the way after making the pit stops.
Those both came in together, so they're done with their pit stops.
So it's just the top 5 that is not yet pitted.
But we'll have to see where Nicklaussen's up when he comes out of all the pit stops as well. Contact
was made between the 2 teammates, Clements and Hogan. It's not what you want to do. That's the #1 rule in motor racing. Do not take out your teammate.
Unless you're in BMW or Ferrari.
Yeah, that's true. Yep. So
I'm really excited to see where Carl comes out, because he gets to race kind of on his own with that earlier pit, without a doubt, and he's catching up people who are going to start pitting real soon anyway, so he's going to probably
Is that Carl you're on about?
The whole time. Yeah, in the tent.
Well, he's
not in a real tent. Like, he's in a already pit tent, so he's going to move way up once the people on top start pitting.
I'm thinking the guy ahead of him, Thomas Welsh, is not yet pitted, because he did get turned around on the first lap, so I don't think he's pitted, but I know for a fact McEwen has, as well as Hogan and Clements, because they pitted on the first lap. So effectively, Carl will come out in that 4th position. He's trying to get a tow from Thomas Welsh before he makes that pit stop. So effectively, he's sitting there, possibly, maybe, I don't know, maybe sick for something, I don't know.
It depends where Jake and they'll come out up here in the front when they finally pit, but they're only 10 seconds back, and this pit is not a real short one. Like, you don't come out at a real good speed, so...
I'm just hoping that Jake's dad is watching this, so if you're watching this, Jake's dad, I love you as a commentator. I hope you'll be back, because I loved your commentating. Not to sound like a sucker, but I really did love your commentating. Anyway, his son is enjoying this, leading the race, getting a little bit wide on the exit of the hairpin. And he's got his good friend Alex Austin behind, and the BMW in 2nd place. Then Tompkinson, so it's an A on Hyundai 1 and 3. And then obviously Thomas Welsh had a bit of a moment on the first lap at Daichi. 4th is Leon Welsh, and 5th is Colin Barlow, but is not yet pitted the top 5. Clements has, he's in 6th. McEwen is now up into 7th place. He's passed Jordan Hogan, up into 8th. Nicholas Cole in 9th. And then in 10th place is Ben Milton, Adam Piper in 11th, Sean Cool down into 12th, Ash Sharp 13th for Thomas Welsh. Like I says, the incident on the first lap, he is now in 14th position. And flashing the indicator lights in the process too. Runs a little bit wide as well through turn 11. Gap is now extended now, 1.3 seconds now Jake has over Alex. And it's going to allow Jake to come into the pits.
I mean, once he gets out there in clean air, his lap times, like, I just want to, like, just stare at his lap times because that is so impressive. I mean, he ran 0.004 of a second different back-to-back. Like, I can't even say anything. I don't even know how to describe how amazing that is.
Oh, goodness me, this is going to be tense here. Jake comes out just ahead of McEwen. More contact with Hogan and Clements. Again, that's twice now that Hogan got into the back of Chris Clements. So effectively now, the championship leader, Nicholas Cole, is effectively running in 7th place when Colin Barlow makes his one pit stop.
I'm wondering when he's going to pit. Is he going to try to stay on super softs as long as he can? Or just get on those softs and battle for positions instead of trying to hot lap on burned tires?
I'd make a pit stop now, get some time to catch up to them. I wouldn't be pitting in on the last lap for sure, because you won't have time to catch up to the other guys that's ahead of you.
Well, he's not going to battle for first anyways, right? That pit's going to take way too long. It's more about where in that group behind you you're going to fall. And do you want to fall into the battle, or do you want to wait and fall and try to fall after everybody who's already killed each other? And people have been staying pretty clean-ish, so I'd probably just pit and then jump in the battle as well. Just because you can't assume people are going to bounce them out for you.
Riding aboard with Carl, he's just past Scooby there, going into turn 11, so that's a position gained. That's a net 6th place now for the championship leader, Nicholas Cole. But just up ahead there, you see that blue Lexus there. That is Liam McEwen, 2nd in the championship. So McEwen is going to gain at least some points back on Carl as the Slipstream City begins yet again. Does Colin Barlow pit this time by? Yes, indeed he does. He comes in this time. So Jake back into the lead. McEwen 2nd, and 3rd is Chris Clements, who's had a nightmare of the first 2 races. Clements finishing 10th and 8th. So 3rd place for McEwen, for Clements here. Hopefully try and get back that 3rd place, but he breaks way late into Daichi and nearly goes off the track. That might lose him a spot to his teammate Jordan. No, it doesn't. Further back though, we just seen there, I think that was Tompkinson and Ben side by side off of Daichi. And now we're towards Coca-Cola, and Tompkinson's ahead.
Well, I mean, 1st through 5th all could potentially win. Mistakes ahead of us, potential battles, anything like that. They all are within 2 seconds of the leader right now. So I think we're going to see people start trying to get aggressive in the next lap or two, because if you're 4th or even 5th, like, you kind of need to start trying to close that gap down a little bit. And then if you're at the front, like Liam or Jake, I mean, you're in prime position right now to just go ahead and win the race.
I tell you what, I don't think Jordan is doing Chris any sort of favours here. He seems to be faster than Chris, but I would say there'd be team orders here. Try and help Chris to cement 3rd place in the championship. Don't battle with him. You're not. I mean, Jordan's not fighting for the championship. I mean, he's returned to the series. That's good to see. But Chris is in a far more better position than what Jordan is. I would expect Jordan to maybe help Chris to cement that 3rd place, and the other guys that are battling with 3rd, like Milton, like Sean Cool, with that, to stay behind them.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, teams are there until like the race hits lap 9, right? So that's a tough sell. That is a tough sell. If you want me to like give up my position for you because you're better in the standings, like, my argument's always like, if you want my position, get faster.
Clements' back end has been dented a few times because of Hogan. And let's see what Colin Barlow actually did come out in. He came out in 12th place, so he's actually having a battle with Piper and Leon Welsh in the process, and he's going to try and go for the double overtake at Daichi, and he's actually made it stick. Nice pass there from Colin Barlow. He made a double overtake, but he's going to lose a couple maybe now, because through went Piper and Welsh, so that strong overtake there just kind of fell flat.
Well, Liam went for an overtake just before, not even an overtake, but to get a run going just before. It looked like he got a little bit of contact on Jake Hill, and, well, That's kind of the gap right now. He actually helped him more than he hurted him by bumming him a little bit, so kind of gave him that little extra boost of speed. So now he's having to regain the time he just gave him back.
And again, the championship leader, Nicholas Carl, still struggling in that 6th place, but he is catching up to the back of Alex Austin's RAC BMW as they're going in towards 10-11 yet again. Milton taking a different line, and through on the inside goes Carl. That was a bit of an aggressive pass, so that's 5th place now. Now he's got his 2 teammates just ahead, and I don't think Jordan is going to let Nicholas Carl. By the way, he's been trying to harass his own teammate Chris Clements for that 3rd spot.
Well, if they were doing teamwork stuff, it would definitely be let Carl through because he's the championship leader, so that he can get the most points possible while we defend. But again, I still live by the, like, if you want to pass me, get faster. But Liam, going into the final lap, is getting a run right here on Jake Hill and the Lexus, so it's just going to have more top speed than
that Lexus is super quick on the straightaway. He's just through. He's just gone by Jake Hill. Like, that's going smart. In towards Daichi. Now he's going to defend the inside. Don't cough down.
On you. Nice. Good. Just sit it down so he can't pull the switch back. This is going to be a battle. He knows what he's doing.
Nicholas is up to 4th place now. He's past Jordan Hogan.
I like it. Jake Hill gets this wide so he can get a run going.
It's a 100 out for the last time.
The exact same pass he did on Niklaus last race. The exact same setup.
Oh, but this time Liam's
take him on the outside. Ooh,
he's going to go to the outside now. Here we go. Oh, McEwen, that's a lot of room to give. It did.
Let's go.
He's done it. He's through, is he? Oh, maybe not. The Lexus is still quick on the straightaway.
This isn't a Mitsubishi. It's a Lexus. It can fight back.
It can fight back here, and he's going to have a look at it again on the inside. Jake trying to go to the middle of the track, but there's a Lexus now. And Jake trying to stick it around the outside. It's a 10-11.
I'm surprised he isn't going for a switchback. He loves the switchback. Oh, this is going
to work. Jake's through. He's through. And now McEwen wants it in net.
Sit it down. Just take your time through these. He can't pass you if you're stopped.
Little contact. Oh, Jake's sideways on exit. Now into Panasonic for the last time.
Can Alexis get a run?
He's got to get a run. He's got to get a run here. 5 attempts. No, he's at the Astro. He's at the Astro. That's going to cost him. That's going to cost him. Yeah, that's.
I know what he was doing. He needed to get in it. He needed everything he could, so he didn't lift, even though he knew it was oversteering him wide, and he just tried to hold it, and it was too far out.
Returning Jake Hill 3 from 3. McEwen 2nd. Clements gets 3rd. Carl gets 4th. Austin will get 5th place. Jordan Hogan gets down to 6th place. Then it is Milton. Then Tompkinson, Sean Cool in 9th, and then we wait a while to see Sharp.
Don't let him pass you, Colombo!
He's got it. Colombado's got 12th place, just ahead of Leon Welsh, only 22,000th of a second. And then here comes Thomas Welsh, the last of the Aeon Hyundais, and he will finish in 14th place. His race was over by the first corner when he hit the AstroTurf, and there he goes across the line. So there you go. What a race that was there. And a superb battle between Jake and Liam, just like it was in race 2.
I mean, the racecraft, I don't even know what to say. Just watching the racecraft is so fantastic. Like getting to see Jake do it twice, and like just getting to see how he sets his racing up. Like I cannot wait till my next race. That was so fantastic. The way he set up that pass twice in 2 races, and neither one of them saw it coming. Both of them thought they had the inside line. They both thought they were defending inside. They both thought they were going to get the inside run, and he tricked both of them into that terrible exit where he just took it right by them. And I mean, fabulous. Well, I have nothing. I don't even know how to say how I'm feeling right now. There's not words for it.
I tell you what, it's nice to see Jake Hill back, and he's come back with a massive impact, taking all 3 wins though. But obviously the 3rd race was far more exceptional there, from 14th, from dead last to leading at the start of lap 3. That just shows the difference between.
Props to Liam keeping up. I mean, Jake Hill was on a mission getting through that, and then once he got up there, he just stuck with him. It's fantastic.
Indeed.
I cannot wait for the next one. I want these like every week of my life. These are so fun.
Also, just to note as well, I forgot to mention this too at the start of the stream, but Season 10 has also been announced. We are going to go to the 1997 cars, so we're going to see a lot more colour in the field. So we're going to see the old Renault Laguna liveries and the Peugeot liveries, so I can't wait to see for that. The track list has already been released. I will tell you that maybe next week. But anyway, yeah, that was some great fun racing tonight.
Yeah, had an absolute blast again. Thanks for inviting me. Thanks for having me. This was so much fun, man.
Probably the right idea to add you, wasn't it? Because it's just all great fun, though, isn't it?
Absolutely.
So then, there you go. That has been the SBR with BTCC, with BTCC Blueprints and Paul Welsh. Season round 5 at Fuji. Stay tuned again for next week. It will be the final round at Spa, where everything will be double points. Until then, I have been Sean.
I'm Jerry. Thanks, guys.
And we will see you again next week. See you later.